When you wake up in the morning, do you pay attention to yourself? Do you listen to your gut? Do you listen to the different joints in your body? Maybe your throat or your arms, your brain, your mind. Maybe some part of you is in pain. Do you pay attention to that? When you start pushing it aside to do other things, more important things, you end up in a chronic conditioning of ignoring yourself. This chronic sense of ignoring yourself is sometimes necessary to survive when we have dangerous things in our environment or relationships that are potentially hazardous or toxic, when our community is a prey for predators who are not safe or are violent. All of these things outside of ourselves keep us from uniting our body signals with our conscious mind's ability to hear, and our senses from being attuned to listening. The long-term consequence of this is that we don't connect with the human physiology's ability to take our food and turn it into nutritive building blocks. We end up storing it. The best metaphor is the newspapers that we get every day or every week, which we may read or get too busy to sit down and focus on, and thus store on our coffee table, which then moves to a side table, which then moves to a shelf or a cupboard or a corner of the room. Those newspapers stored in our house and not rid from our living space are just like fat, which stores on our body. And interestingly, when people get rid of those things that they've been hoarding, they start to lose weight from their body too. Because the consciousness comes into a place where it recognizes that what we are here in our inner body and inner self is as we are in our lives, in our outer environment, such as our home and our community. To start losing weight, we must become conscious of that connection between our mind and body, what we allow in and what our physiology listens to as building blocks. If we lose that ability, we remain obese. We must process the trauma, the distractions, and the various things in our environment that keep us from focusing on that innate intelligence that resurrects itself as soon as we pay attention to ourselves, our inner selves. I'm Dr. Bhaswati Bhattacharya. Thank you for listening.